Welcome, Internet, to the PSVG podcast. It is I, your boy, Donnie and Dev, and this is a 3D no E show. Miss Elaine is out there being a boss right now, and unfortunately is stuck working some extra hours. So it's just the three of us. You get me, my man Donnie, and of course Delvin. We're gonna start with Delvin. How are you today? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. This is a sausage party. I don't know how I feel
Clearly.
about that, but
Clearly.
yeah, but I'm doing
Why
good.
does everything boil down to that for you?
That's my life. Sausages, meats, big meaty men slapping meat.
You have just a lot of Freudian in you.
Yeah.
Just this is his brand. Just
Yes.
meat and sausage. It's terrible.
And wrap snacks.
Oh, God. Setting us back like several years, sir. Like we don't need wrap snacks. First,
I got
wrap
the-
snacks, really?
The Rick Ross sweet chili lemon pepper.
Thank you. I'm the boss.
Rose.
God damn it! I hate you both right now so much. Donnie, you are over here coughing and things. What's going on? How are you feeling? Are
I've
you
got a
alive?
funny
Well?
old man story. It's either old man or out of shape, one or the other.
AKA a Delvin story. Because I am both.
2 weeks ago, you guys know that I was sick. Daughter had COVID. We thought maybe I possibly had COVID. No COVID. Tested 6 times. No COVID. But bad cough. Cough for like 10 days. Ribs were a little sore.
Oof.
Friday, I kid you not, I get up, get my Crocs on, I walk out to make my coffee, and I sneezed, and I fell to the ground in pain. I don't know what happened, but I sneezed, and I've either like broken a rib, or tore a muscle, or sprained a muscle, but right under my right rib cage, there is a pain that shoots, that hurts, a stinging, burning pain so bad that if I sneeze or cough too hard, I will yelp out in tears.
That's
But
called getting old.
if I don't sneeze, like it hurts to roll over. But here's the thing, it's not a constant throbbing pain. It only hurts if I like engage whatever that muscle that I'm pointing at is. I don't know what it is. It's like right under my lowest rib bone. But like day to day or like moment to moment, I'm fine. I walk around, do jumping jacks, like I'm good. But if I like clench my chest, you know what I'm talking about? Like that brace, that you know what I'm talking about. You sneeze,
Yeah.
and like your
Yes.
whole chest, like you engage that core. If I do that, I will cry in tears. Is how bad it hurts. So my wife is yelling at me because she's screaming for me to go to the doctor. We've got like 16,000 new cases of COVID every day. I'm like, I don't want to go to the doctor if it's not like all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got in the hot tub. The hot tub makes it better. Like if I get on the hot tub in the inversion table, so I think I just like strained a muscle. I think I have like a really strained muscle in my rib, but it hurts a lot. So if I laugh too hard, it hurts. If I cough too hard, it hurts. So the sad part is, like a moment ago when I joined the podcast room, I took a drink and it went down the wrong pipe and I started coughing. So that's why I immediately was like pressing on my ribs and like trying not to cough. So yeah, if you see me sneeze and you see me like brace and hold my nose and everything, like that's why.
Dang. So Delvin, when you go
Yeah.
on your rant, we're just gonna have to watch for Donnie's tears if he starts laughing. All right.
Yes, I have to be calm and cool and collective.
Don't
not
kill me.
Yeah, I don't want to make Donnie in pain. I don't like that. You ever tried icy hot or anything like that on it?
I have I tried the topical gel that I use for my wrist. It has no effect. It's like it feels like it's in my rib, but like on the inside of the rib, not on the outside. So it's like I can't push on anything and make it like hurt. It's deeper than that. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. It
Yeah.
sucks.
It's
I know
definitely
exactly.
old
Pain.
man problems.
My
Yeah.
wife was terrified because the other night we were watching a movie and I sneezed and I could have fell to the ground. I'm not trying to turn this into a tough guy contest or anything like that. I'm pretty tough. Like I feel like I am compared to most, and like this was no joke.
Yeah.
My wife was like, "That's not normal." She's like, "What if you like broke something or fractured something?" She's like, "You need to go." And I'm like, "Look," I was like, "Let's give it some time. If it gets better, then I won't go. If it stays the same or gets worse, then I'll go. But like, she was afraid that, like an appendix or a gallbladder or something. I was like, well, if that was the case, I'd be sick. I'd have a fever.
That's a different pain.
Yeah, I was like, it's not a constant throbbing thing. It feels muscular. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like I'm a doctor, but like I've torn my hamstring before, I've broken ankle. Like I have a good idea for different pain tolerances, and this is tolerable outside of a sneeze.
Yeah, and even if it is like a broken or bruised rib, you really can't do a whole lot for that.
There's not a whole, and that's another thing.
That's it. Yeah, I've bruised ribs. I've had that happen playing football. You're just stuck. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I was going to tell you to rest.
Yeah,
like take some ibuprofen and chill.
Well, enough of our old man stories. We're all old, and most of us will probably hurt ourselves getting out of bed from time to time.
For the earth.
Yeah, for real. Like, I was playing basketball. I started back playing basketball in the city. Like, all of the cops, a couple of the finance guys, and like I'm the only IT guy that is not a complete nerd. So I actually go out there and I hoop. And this is my first time like being active in 2 years. And my Achilles feels like it is just like the most ridiculous pain ever. Like I'm just so sore from just not running or doing anything. I don't know what I did, but after playing on Thursday, boy, after playing on Thursday, the next day I was like, I can barely walk. My Achilles is killing me. It's just nonsense.
Shout out to Brendan. Says PSVG, have a good one. Just visiting the baby. New father. Brendan, the winner gamer. Congrats, man. Enjoy.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Sleep when you can, bro.
Cigars on me. Pick one up. Send it to my office. Send the bill to my office.
Welcome to the fraternity. Yeah. So we're all old, and I want to play basketball again, but it'll be a while before I can do that.
You got NBA 2K.
You gotta adopt that old man game. Just get in the corner.
No, I can't.
Just get in the corner. Just
sit
in the corner.
Nah, Doc. You catch the ball, reverse pivot, 3-point steps, jab
be
step,
LeBron
jab
on
step.
Be LeBron on defense, which means
nothing.
Don't
nothing.
Really be there.
Yeah.
I just can't do that. I can't do it.
James Harden.
I'm active, so
you'll be a coach
and get back.
It's gonna bounce you out the game. Yeah, that's gonna get you into coaching sooner than you want.
I'm playing with a bunch of old people, so it's all good. I've got my timetable for my full return. I'm working myself in there.
You guys seen that movie Grown Ups with Adam Sandler?
Yes.
I have.
Remember they have that old man basketball game? Like they have that rematch when they're all old and they're all like leaning on each other and breathing hard. He's like, you wanna both fake injuries? Fake injuries, get out of the game.
Yeah.
My competitiveness would never let that happen. I would die on the court before doing that.
I hope not, Brolin. I hope not.
It's just old age. That's what happens when you get older. Stuff start hurting. You don't know how it happens, when it happens.
I know how it happened. I sneezed.
Sneezing should not do that.
No, I do have like the comically crazy sneezes. Like when I sneeze, like my whole body jerks and stuff. I've always been that way.
We need this stuff on video.
So like when I sneeze hard. When I sneeze, like it scares people. People are like, "What the? Are you okay?"
I've done that one time and almost gave myself a concussion.
Yeah,
I kid you not. I sneezed so hard and hit my head on the desk. Like, are you okay? Like,
hit your head on the desk?
Yes.
Yeah. There's no bless you when I sneeze. People are like, "What the hell did that?" Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. All right, enough of this old man talk. Let's get into that first segment of what you're playing. We're gonna start with you, Delvin, since you said you aren't playing anything, but you bought a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I haven't played a damn thing this week. But I've been buying a lot of stuff, though. I can tell you that much. Daddy's been spending money, baby. Let's see. I bought a new PS5 controller. I forgot the color it's called. Like blue. Yeah,
Ice blue.
Carolina blue.
Yeah,
whatever.
That's perfect.
That's what it is.
Carolina blue. Got me a Carolina blue controller.
Target
got
blue.
me some PS5 faceplate. Oh my God, that PS5.
You got mismatching plate. You got black plates, blue controller.
I have a black controller. I have a black controller.
Now you got to get blue plates.
I'm saying you got to keep it all together.
You can't have mismatching controllers and plates like that's.
Well, I got the black system, the black controller, and now blue controller. Blue controller's for player 2, I guess. Who will probably be my son.
Whom you don't let touch anything.
Exactly.
I don't think he's allowed to touch anything.
Yeah,
After seeing your cables back there, he should be banned.
Yeah, how about you get some cable management? How about you buy some of that? You get some Velcro strips.
Nah, I'm okay.
Some tubing.
Donnie, what's wrong with these people?
You
man?
should
Why
know
are we
better.
the only ones that care about this stuff.
When you took that photo, you should have known better. You should have taken that photo and been like, I can't post this in this Discord.
Nah, not at all. I am a habitual line stepper. Just like, nah.
Why is it so smoky? Why does your room look like a bar?
That's not smoke. That's dust from the back of the mirror. Because my house.
That's you dust. Not cleaning your lens of your
Didn't
camera.
It look smoky? Looked like he took that with a Polaroid.
Probably my camera probably is like that. Lens of a Polaroid. But yeah.
Pictures came from a true crime documentary. I've seen those photos before.
Like a Pusha T album cover. Minus the coke.
Jesus. We need a serious intervention for everybody in PSVG. Y'all are taking these pictures with all this terrible cable management. I'm appalled.
I feel bad for making fun of Rebecca. Like, I made fun of Rebecca, and then Haley showed pictures, and Garrett showed pictures, and then Delvin. I'm like, oh, Rebecca's the least of our concerns.
Yeah. Rebecca's the good one.
Yes, by far.
You look like you have cables just rolled up back there. Like, just amounts of cable. There's no amount of cable. That amount of cable shouldn't be there.
I have explanation for that. That's the cable wire. When the cable man hooked up the cable is on the.
What is it, like 60 feet?
It's not that much. It's probably like 10 extra feet. Because when the cable got installed, it's installed on the other side. How do I explain this? The cable, where the cable wire comes in at, there is no outlets. Mm-hmm. So they had to they had to get a long ass cable to install it on the other side where the outlets are at. And the cable is too long. So it's just wrapped up in the back of the TV. Neatly wrapped up in the back of the TV. That's the only thing that's neat. Because it's too much. So
you should buy a smaller cable.
I'm not doing all that work. No,
all that work.
Have them do it.
It's like Amazon.
Come on here and do a better job.
The TV. That TV's heavy. That TV's like heavy. I gotta move the TV, then move all the stuff. Then after I move the stuff, I gotta clean the mirror in the back. That's too much work. That's a job. Chaffee, you're not a podcast legend.
Not at all. He's not.
One person told him this.
Get him out of here.
And I will never forgive that person for telling him this shit.
God damn it. Get him out of here.
But I also bought a lot of Xbox games.
Now we're talking.
Because, man, oh, man, they had an incredible sale this past week on 360 games. And I am so ecstatic, and I wish PlayStation would step their fucking game up and let you be able to buy PS3 games and put them on your system.
Spartacus. They're going to be $24.99 each.
Right.
At this point, I wouldn't even care. But the fact that I can
go on 5 games and that's it.
Pretty much. The fact that I can go on my Xbox and just buy all these Xbox 360 games that if I want to play on PlayStation, I got to play them on PlayStation now. I don't want to do that shit. I'm like,
nobody wants to do that shit.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. But I bought a lot of stuff. I bought Max Payne 3, which I haven't played in a minute. Yeah, I love Max Payne 3. I bought that. I bought what else I bought?
I bought all the Max Paynes. I played through most of Max Payne 1. Had a blast.
I was gonna buy the other 2, but they were like $8.99. I'm like,
I got Max Payne 1 for like $3.99.
No, I thought I saw it for $8.99. I thought
you already know that Delvin is getting the more expensive price, just like he's paying for shipping when he shouldn't be.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you forgot to mention that. He paid for shipping on your PlayStation plates. They have free shipping.
How did you do that? It's
automatic.
Shipping.
Did you check out as a guest or something? Like how?
No, they literally sent me.
Did you have your wife buy them from overseas or something?
No, not this time.
Were you signed in as your son? Is that what it was?
No, I'll never use his account. His account sucks.
Apparently, so does yours because it didn't come with free shipping.
Yeah, I should email them about that. Now that I think about it, it's only $10. I don't care. I bought Saints Row, the first one. which is
I got
awesome.
the second one.
It's like $2.
Yeah.
I bought Ghost Recon. I bought what is it? Ghost Recon. I can't remember the name of it. Advanced Warfighter. I think that's the one. Yeah.
That's what Ghost Recon 2.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. I bought a Rainbow Six Vegas 2.
Yeah.
The last good Rainbow Six game.
Mm-hmm. I agree there too. Dude, I would love a remaster of Rainbow Six Vegas.
I want them to just make Patriots. Go back and finish that game, please.
That'd be good. But I mean, seriously, just if they remastered Vegas 1 and 2 and just released it as a remaster for like $30-$40, I'd be so excited. Do you know how great that game would look on like modern televisions in 4K? The game is gorgeous in its time. And like if you dolled that bad boy up with all the HDR and all those damn casino lights and stuff, man, that game would be something else. Yeah.
It would look amazing. I bought so much shit on that PS5. I bought Xbox. I can't remember. I can't remember all the shit I bought. I bought I want to say 10, 15 games.
Mm-hmm.
Devin was out there just throwing money around.
Because they were like $3-5 a piece. I'm like,
I've been waiting for this backwards compatibility, so I bought about 8. I think about 8 games myself. I got Time Splitters 1 and 2. I also picked up Rainbow Six Vegas 2 because I already had 1. I picked up all the Max Paynes. I picked up Tomb Raider Anniversary.
Okay,
because I never played that, so I can go replay the old Tomb Raider and something else I forget. But started playing Max Payne 1, and Max Payne 1 I talked about on Board of Video Games, so I don't want to go too far. If you don't listen, or one of our other podcasts on the network, Board of Video Games, I went over there this week and I talked, had a nice long 2-hour chat about like Activision, Xbox, what we think it means for PlayStation, the future of Game Pass. It was really fun conversation getting into that. But I talked about Max Payne, and on Xbox, it has the backwards compatibility upgrades 4 times resolution as it normally was. So it's still letterboxed, but I mean, it takes up like what I call 85% of the screen, and it just looks so damn sharp and crisp. Like the Turok games, like Quake, like all these remasters that we're getting, it looks just like that. I got it for like $4, and it's so much fun because, I mean, obviously you get the bullet time and the stupid dialogue, right? But I completely forgot, like, Max Payne was one of the first games I think I ever remembered, like, being able to, like, I think that one and Siphon Filter, like, being able to go into buildings, like, without a loading screen, being able to open the door and, like, go to a vending machine and press a button and, like, some shit pops out. I was like, oh, snap! Like, I just got big nostalgia.
Things that used to make us happy back then.
Yeah, you know, like, oh, God, look at this. This is next gen. Look at this. It gave me a soda. You know,
simple pleasures.
Yeah, right. So I've had a lot of fun putting some hours into that here.
Nice. Yeah, man, it's a lot of great stuff on that sale. I think it's another good sale this week too. Now that I think about it,
Xbox always has a bunch of sales. It's gotten to the point. I've said this for the last couple of years. I feel like I've bought all the games that I want on Xbox because every time they have sales, I'm like, I got that one. I got that one. I got that one. I got that one. So they do this fairly often.
Yeah, I kind of gobble them up every time because they're great sales, and plus, frankly speaking, because of their ecosystem, they have more stuff that they can put on sale. Whether it's like, okay, you buy the Xbox One stuff, the Xbox Series X stuff, you can buy the Xbox 360 stuff, you can buy the regular Xbox stuff. So you got
and half the stuff is already in Game Pass. Yeah, so it's like you already have it. And then there is a part of me where I'll just realize like I'll go 6, 8, 9 months without buying anything. Like on Xbox, it's just game. I'm just sitting there playing Game Pass. And sometimes I'll just get in the mood. I'm like, I just want to buy something. Like I feel like I haven't done it for so long. I just want to buy. I want to give them some money for something, and I'll buy, you know, an expansion pass or an indie game or something like that.
Yeah, that's always good to do. I always end up buying stuff on Xbox, even with Game Pass, because like I want that. Yeah, and I appreciate the sales and the deals, and plus I appreciate that sometimes it's easy to find stuff on the Xbox for some strange reason. Like
no, I agree.
Releases are just right there. Like, okay, there you go.
I think they do a better job of indexing stuff.
Yeah,
like just the whole search feature and finding what you want. I think that's a little easier to navigate.
Yeah, I agree.
Nice.
So
you bought a bunch of shit, and you're playing a bunch of old games. What about you, Donnie? What are you playing?
Oh, I'm playing a bunch of stuff, but let's start with the top. Out today in terms of review embargo is Uncharted the Thieves Collection or the remaster. What is it called?
I think it's called the Thieves Collection.
Legacy of Thieves or something. I forget what it's called,
like
but Kevin reviewed it, which means I got a chance to play it, and I had an absolute blast with it. Now, for anybody that was listening to us back in the day when this game originally comes out, you already know that this is my favorite Uncharted game. I gave it a 10 back in the day. I think the Uncharted games get better as they release. So the ones that I like are in order: 4, 3, 2, 1. It's very simple for me. I think each release was better than the one that came before it. 4 I love for a lot of reasons. I thought it was epic. I thought it was absolutely grand. Replaying it, I absolutely stand by that. It's just, man, it's like 30 hours of amazing AAA video game. Yeah, and it's really, really good though. Varied, diverse. You go to a bunch of different things, a bunch of different climbing mechanics, a lot of different ways to approach combat, open world stealth sections, really great story beats. Like the moments with Elena in this game are so much better than any of the moments before. And just in this game alone, I think make up for it. So I don't want to sit here and talk to you about the game so much because I've always loved this game. I don't have to, like make up new things to say about it because I loved it to begin with. So I do want to talk about the upgrades though, because it's very interesting. Some of the information I found out. Did you watch the Digital Foundry video?
Of course.
So I was 100% sure that when I got this game that it was 4K 60, and I was penciled in on that because in the blog they made no mention of 4K. They just said, "Hey, it'll run at 60 frames per second in performance mode." Digital Foundry today says that the performance mode is 1440p, 60 frames a second, which is interesting because
I posted that because they put that in a blog post right before the embargoes, like a couple days ago.
I definitely must have missed it because I sent Kevin a picture. I ran the debug mode on my TV, and my TV is upscaling it because my TV is at 3820 by 2160. It's 4K at 60 frames a second.
It runs at 1440p, upscaled to 4K.
So I was playing it, and I had an absolute blast. Now, when I first messaged Kevin, I was like, God, it looks so much better than it did before. And you would see like the blog, like the raw numbers, and you may not believe that, right? Because you're like, well, it's 1440, it's 6030, but it's mostly the same game. But it's not. Because if you watch the Digital Foundry, because one of the things that I told Kevin that I wasn't sure about, I was like, it looks so much more like lush and full than it ever did before. Well, that's because it has a larger drawing distance, and all of the high detailed textures and all of the assets are in the screen versus on PS4, where a lot of them were popping in and out as you got closer to them. So I stand somewhat validated in that my original take was, especially in like the jungle scenes, I kept looking around. I was like, God, there just seems like there's so much more here, like on the screen. And that's the reason why. It's also got like lighting upgrades. It's a little darker. It's got like some contrast changes and things like that. But also, I think mostly, in addition to the upscale to 4K, obviously, I think a major factor to consider here is that I have a very nice television now versus the TV that I played this game on the first time, especially with better HDR and all that as well. But also, they made major changes to the motion blur when you're panning the camera. It's been largely reduced, and the detail of the motion blur has been incredibly increased. What that means is when you spin the camera around, it's not nearly as blurry as it was before, and it means the textures that you're seeing being blurred are in higher definition than they used to be. And I think all of those things together make up for a definitive experience. Honestly, my takeaway, I told you guys this after the show last week, so you guys already know this, but my takeaway from playing, I didn't do the entire Uncharted 4 all over again. I played up to the church and Madagascar, up to where Elaine came back, and then when the brothers split that second time, that's when I kind of bounced. I was like, I think I'm done. I can stop here. And then I played Lost Legacy up until they split, and then I bounced out of that too. This has me so much more excited about a potential Last of Us re-release. Like, it's so much better playing this way. I know it seems minor, but it's really not. I think the totality of the changes make up for a major difference. And that's somebody who's I've replayed Uncharted 4 twice. So this is my third time playing the game. So I've played a lot of this game, and I was just smiles across the board from the moment I got in. I was like, this is great. Like, this is fantastic. So it's out tomorrow? So if you
yep.
so if you're out there and you want to get it, if you've
Friday.
never played it, you absolutely owe it to yourself to play it. And if you have it, it's absolutely worth the $10 upgrade to jump in. It's absolutely worth the $10 upgrade.
Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't played Lost Legacy. I'm not playing Uncharted 4 again because that's just a ridiculous time commitment. But I have not played Lost Legacy, so I'm excited to jump into that when it drops on Friday, and that'll take me through till February when everything drops.
Yeah,
Lost Legacy is great. Let me ask you this, Donnie. I don't know if you can answer this or not. Does the trophies carry over? Or do you have to re-earn the trophies again?
you can reload them if you want. You can import your save and they'll repop like all of the re-releases, I think, on PS5.
Okay.
My Lost Legacy I didn't have saved in the cloud, so that one I had to restart.
Yeah. Yep. Nice. Anything else you've been playing?
I ended up playing the game way longer than I expected. I think I put maybe 25 hours into both of them. I played my PS5 a bunch, actually, just in the last couple of weeks. I played Chorus, which I talked about, long form on Board of Video Games. I played Super Monkey Ball. I tried Riders Republic. Don't like Riders Republic, like at all. Like, no, not digging that game. So I uninstalled that. But was just kind of cleaning up things over on the PS5.
Very nice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had one more.
No, go ahead. If you got more, go ahead.
On Switch, I got into River City Girls this week, which I played as Kyoko and as whatever the other girl's name is. Forget off the top of my head. I played as her on Xbox. Kev got this game for review, and I bought a Switch copy. And I played a little bit as the other character, and then I never finished it. And then this week, I was just kind of, again, I'm just kind of waiting for Dying Light. So I was trying to find some stuff to do. And I was like, well, I should get back into the game because I don't know. I think I was just in the mood. I'm in the mood for like a beat 'em up. And I grabbed River City Girls and I started as Kyoko and I just restarted the game and I'm almost done with it now. And it's amazing. I'm pretty sure I said that the first time. But the second time, if you're into Streets of Rage, if you're into beat 'em ups, it's fantastic. It's like a grindy RPG version of Streets of Rage, and
is it
awesome.
Just like a follow-up to River City Ransom?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And the reason that was on my mind is Friday, Limited Run opens pre-orders for the collector's editions for River City Girls 0, which is like prequel that they're coming out this summer. So I had it on my mind. I was like, I wish I had pre-ordered the River City Girls one, and I didn't because Kevin got a review. I was like, I don't need it. I'll just buy the Switch digital version. And now I wish I did. So I'm definitely going to try to get the physical copy for this upcoming one. But yeah, like I said, if you're into Streets of Rage, if you're into beat 'em ups, I loved it. And I've had a ball playing it this week. It's so much more detailed than like a Streets of Rage. There's so much more like questing that you're doing like inside the game. That's really, really fun.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I haven't played River City Ransom since the NES, so long time.
It's tough too. You might like it. It's tough. Like you know,
fun games.
It's tougher than Streets of Rage for sure.
The next beat 'em up that I'm gonna play is gonna be Shredder's Revenge. Let's just keep it.
Okay, 100. I'm gonna play that one too.
Yeah,
but yeah, you mean
it's like coming out?
There's no date. They don't have a date yet. It's just coming. You know. But yeah. I'm just not. I don't feel like playing beat 'em ups that much. Only because like it's the NES era stuff. Like I played so much of that as a kid. I just don't have an affinity for it anymore. So
yeah, with the girls though, their boyfriends are like it's the reverse.
Yeah,
it's got some cool music. The music slaps. The game is gorgeous. It's very pretty. Plus, you get to you get all the RPG stuff. You get to level up your character.
Yeah, I mean, sounds cool. It's just not for me. I'm good. I won't be playing. I got so many other things to play.
It's definitely for me.
I mean, it's cool. Yeah, absolutely. On my end, I've been playing Wordle. It's a great way to start the day. You should play Wordle.
I muted that.
It's awesome.
My
little group that I play, like that I game with, we all try to see who can solve it first. So, and we started saying that you have to have a sleep in between, so you can't post before 7 a.m. if you solve it. So. We have definitely been playing that. Mm-hmm.
What the hell is Wordle? I've been seeing this all over the internet. I have no clue what it is.
It's just a guessing game. So basically, you have 6 chances to guess a 5-letter word, every time you guess a word, if you have a letter correct, if you have a letter corrected in the right space, the letter will pop up green. If it's the right letter but in the wrong place, it'll pop up yellow. If the letter is not in the word at all, it'll be grayed out. So you've got 6 chances to guess whatever the word is.
So this is Wheel of Fortune, essentially.
Sure.
Similar.
Without the phrases, it's just one word, one 5-letter
The wheel.
word. Yeah.
And the fortune.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only fortune being made is the people that made the game.
Yeah. It's not even an app or anything. It's just a web-based game. So there's no ads. I don't even know
what that
how
is?
Yeah, it's just web-based. You just go to a website.
So many of the people that I follow are playing and posting that. I had to mute it. I was like, I can't. It's like spam. It's just.
I'm going to go ahead and take out the Wordle so that you see mine.
Twitter should have a function that lets you like hide posts like these, as opposed to like very specific mute words. You know, you should be able to like flag like certain types of content.
I think you can. I think it says you can. It's like a little button you can hit that says show less of these topics, and it'll stop.
That's ads, I think.
Yeah, it's ads.
I think it does with actual topics too.
I have a plugin that blocks ads, so that's not a problem. I'm good there too.
Yeah, but I enjoy it. It's a good way to start the day, get the brain going, and try to beat my friends to it and do it in less, chances than they do. So that's our little thing for the morning, and then we talk trash about it later. I played Death's Door on PS5, ended up beating that, went ahead and 100% of the game.
Nice.
Just because I fucking love that game. I'm now trying to get the platinum, so I got to beat it with just the umbrella, and fuck is that difficult, because
Platinum Prince.
that umbrella does no damage. Like, it does no damage at all. So you're just hitting and hitting and hitting and dodging and hitting. And you just have to have a lot of patience. So it's frustrating. Yeah. Is what she said. But so yeah, trying to do that. And then because I've been so high on Horizon lately, like just listening to the Gaia cast and just getting all of that just to get ready for it coming out, I jumped in Frozen Wilds because I never finished that. And man, if that 60 FPS patch doesn't completely change the experience, like it makes it feel like it's a brand new fucking game. Like I was very, very impressed by just how well the game feels, how good it still looks. It's just, it's, you know how most things you have those rose-colored glasses for how good they look? It's like this actually looks like what I remember. Like it is incredible. It feels great to play. It's a lot of fun, and it's getting me just really ready to dive into the new one. Plus, I feel like I'll have the complete story once I finish Frozen Wilds going into Forbidden West. So just been digging that and really excited to finish that. So that's all I've been playing.
Dude. Sequel's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Combat looks
great.
Next level. Just next level. So.
Yeah. It's so funny. All the combat stuff, like all the new stuff, I'm like, no, I just want to shoot bow and arrows at people. I just want to.
I just want to punch things in the face.
Yeah.
Halo is just a badass.
When I went to GameStop to pick up my controller, they had videos of the interviews of all the cast of the game, and they got a big cast, a very expensive cast. I'm like, whoa, it's like a damn motion picture. Like, okay, I see what y'all doing. I like it. Looks great. Looks beautiful.
Pour my life into that one for a while. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be like the definitive experience. I love it. They're like, here you've got a hook shot so you can fly away and get out of danger, and you can dodge and hide. I'm like, no, not son.
Donnie's gonna be using that hook shot into danger. Get over here.
100%.
Carrie Ann Moss just telling plot spoilers on the game and stuff. I was doing her interview, like, oh God, lady, stop.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't want to say what she said, but yeah.
I don't even remember what she said. I trying to have as least amount of info as possible going in. I just want to just be overwhelmed with all kind of new shit. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I want to be like Cartman when he was trying to get the Wii. He like just freeze me until it comes out. That's how I feel about this. Just go ahead and put me on ice until the 18th, please. I'm so ready. Oh man. All right. Well, enough about what we've been playing. Donnie, why don't you hit us off with the news?
Yo, Donnie and the PSVG gang, it's your boy Kyle the Pug. What is going on in the news? Oh, and apparently she wants to know too. So, what's going on in the news, everyone?
Thank you, Kyle. So we've got some more fallout from the Xbox Activision Blizzard news. According to a report from Bloomberg, that would be everybody's favorite writer, Jason Schreier, the marketing agreement that PlayStation had with Activision for Call of Duty will ensure that at least the next 3 Call of Duty games will be released on PlayStation consoles, or you could also read that as is until 2023. Schreier says that it's very interesting. Warzone 2 will come from Infinity Ward next year. I don't think anybody was thinking anything different. Then Treyarch's game will come scheduled 2023 alongside, this is I think the first time that we've seen this revealed, apparently Warzone 2. So we won't have just a Warzone that lives forever. It will actually release a new version of Warzone. We'll have Warzone 2 that he says is being built for next gen machines.
Interesting.
Which is interesting. I want to get into that for a minute, but before this, I've seen 2023 reported. I've seen 2025 reported. So this seems to line up with that. I guess the only question that I have is it possible that one of the Call of Duty games slips? If it slips outside of 2023, do you think that would impact anything?
Maybe. I doubt it because I feel like they've already been working on these games, so I can't think of any reason why one would slip.
Yeah.
Unless it's just COVID related or all of this the craziness going on at Activision that could possibly
just the whole transition into a new
transition plus all the other shit that's going on with Activision. So it's possible that something could slip. It's not outside the realm of possibility.
I thought that was because a lot of the headlines are really pushing like these 3 games, and I thought that maybe it's might slight disservice because I don't think marketing agreements are for a number of games; they're usually for a number of years. Yeah. So I thought it was just interesting to pay attention to, something to think about. Warzone 2 is interesting because I think for a lot of people, they thought Fortnite, Apex, just indefinite. Launching a new game with, obviously you're cutting off last-gen hardware, but you're also launching a new service, which means that for the most part, I think you have to expect that if you have cosmetic purchases or any amount of investment put into that game, you will have to start over if you want to pick up the sequel. Now, obviously, you still have Warzone. Like those servers, I imagine, will still remain active. I don't know. Maybe they will cut off the game, but I imagine they'll remain active for a period of time.
I mean, do they have... I can't imagine them carrying Warzone and Warzone 2 servers.
They may stop updating it, but leave it on. Yeah. Right?
Turn that shit off. Force people to the new game, to be perfectly honest. That's
I mean, I'm not opposed to... I mean, if it were us, I would do it, but if I guess it depends on how many people you're cutting off. We're talking 2023. Hopefully, people have consoles by then.
Why would you make a war? I don't understand why you'd make a Warzone 2, to be perfectly honest. Like every other of these battle royales, this free to play. You're not making any money by making a new one.
It's just to launch a new product and to get people in and do a new thing. That's all.
You just do the next gen upgrade the same way Fortnite did, the same way Apex is doing. Just do the next gen upgrade. Like
unless they want to
feel the need to put a number 2 on it.
Unless they want to make it unless they want to make it like new, like do a new engine and stuff, new stuff.
That's weird. I don't play Warzone, so I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, I guess.
I have played Warzone, and my son likes to play Warzone, but we don't play it often. But we also are not pumping money into it. It is interesting. It does go against the trend. It does go against the popular trend. So I wonder if that'll hurt, impact, slow it down. Any progress with that? Because I know there's a lot of people. The Warzone community, as I understand it, not very happy with the state of the game. Yeah, that said, it makes a ton of money, like incredibly amounts of money. So I don't know. It's like a Pokemon thing there, with Pokemon fans say they're upset, but then they buy all the games. So it's like, how do you weigh those?
Like, is the actual Warzone community upset or just the streamers? Like that's the other thing. Like it's the streamer community, like the big people who are streaming that are upset with it. But I don't know anybody who I know that's playing Warzone, which most of my friends are. None of them are complaining about the game at all. They still jump in and are constantly playing Warzone.
It's still free to play Call of Duty.
Yeah, because they're definitely not playing Vanguard. Like nobody I know actually enjoyed Vanguard, so they've just gone back to Warzone. And I did hear that alongside this, that Infinity Ward is making Modern Warfare 2, and that's going to end that thing. We're not going to get a Modern Warfare 3. Like this is the last one. They're looking.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah. That's the latest coming out of there. I was like, okay, just cool. Just give me
the tag Modern Warfare sells so much. I'll believe that when I see it.
They
may take some time off, but I bet there will be another one.
Yeah, just give me all the Modern Warfare. Those are the only Call of Duties I want to play. And just give me the campaign. I don't need the multiplayer.
I'm very
Let me
excited
just
for
buy
Modern
the
Warfare
campaign.
2. Me and you both loved Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Was it 2020? Game was amazing. Campaign was
It's
great.
awesome.
So I'm down for another one.
Yeah.
Yep. In Dying Light news, Dying Light Techland released an update for DLC where we'll have story expansion, events, and challenges in each month through June, on top of a 5-year commitment to update the game with a second story expansion already planned, weapons, enemies, stories, events, free and paid DLCs on the way in years to come. If you buy the game on PS4 because you don't have PS5 yet, you'll be able to upgrade to the PS5 version for free. Over on Xbox, it automatically supports smart delivery, so you're good to go there. So, Techland's going to do Dying Light the same way they did Dying Light before. If you don't believe them, Dying Light just got a new mission this week. The original Dying Light got a brand new story mission this week, Monday.
Is it the tie into the new one?
I don't know. I didn't boot it up to play it, but it's so funny because I've talked at length about how much support they've put into this game. It's a major reason why I'm buying the second game, because I 100% believe that they're going to make every effort possible to make every player feel like they got every bit of their penny's worth. And the first game was incredible because they launched so many different modes and so many different expansions. The game feels like there's 9 games in one. Like, you can go and do a bunch of different stuff. It's like its own little metaverse, man. It's got its own thing going over there. And I would expect nothing less for Dying Light 2. So
yeah,
I'm hyped.
You could play that Dying Light 1 when it first came out and then play it like now, and it's a completely different game.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy to think about.
It became a different game. They released the first game. A couple years later, they released the expansion. Like the big expanse addition they did to it. And then they released they have the Dungeon Crawler DLC. They have the arcade game DLC. They've got all kinds of different modes and stuff that they've thrown on top of that thing. It's ridiculous, the amount of content that they've pumped into that game. It's Destiny levels. It's Skyrim levels of if you look at it that way, like return on playing the game. So Dying Light is one game that I'm hyped to get into it, of course, but I'm in no rush to I'm not going to be I've got to beat it before Horizon. No way. I'm going to take my time because I'll be playing Dying Light for years to come. I'm going to be playing Dying Light
the entire console generation.
Exactly.
It's your destiny.
Oh, what did they say? It has 500 hours to fully complete it?
If you do all the side missions and collect all the collectibles and everything.
That's awesome. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that was what the first Dying Light was. The first Dying Light, you could beat the story in 20 hours. But if you're only mainlining Dying Light, you're missing the entire game. That's not what you're here for.
If you're Chalfie.
Yeah. He plays everything wrong because he's not a podcast legend. That's just who he is. He's terrible.
For me, I really love, obviously, the combat, I think, is the main draw for me. But really, it's just all the different narratives and quests and all the different people that you meet in the world. To me, it's more like that Fable type of thing where I'm trying to save everybody, make everybody happy, and cross all the bad guys and do all that whole, making decisions, choosing who lives and dies, and all that stuff. I'm way into. So to me, it's more like an RPG in that way.
Yeah,
I guess in how I play it. So kind of like a Fallout.
Yeah, I don't understand why people get so mad when they see that many hours of content available in a game. You don't have to play all that, but you should be like, holy crap, I get to play this game for this long. Great. Yeah. So I can always go back and there's more for me to do. You don't have to try to finish everything right away. You can play things over time and let things, go. Come back to it a little bit later. I've never understood the anger at long games, or games that have a lot of content. Yeah, I don't understand why anybody would think that the entire story would take that long. If you just mainline it, most games are not going to be more than 20, 30 hours. So
I thought it was funny that everybody was whining about it, and it's I played Valhalla for over 100 hours and did story, and I never finished it. There's still story to play, and I never reached the end of it.
There's no end to that game.
I don't know if there is. Can you reach it? I don't know if there is.
I love when games give you a path to an ending. Okay, you can play for 10 hours to get the ending, but then you can also keep playing if you want to and get more stories and get more out of the game. That's pretty cool. And I think more games.
That's where Dying Light shines. That's where the world starts to come to life, and that's where, it's a zombie game, but like you meet these different factions and they're kind of at war with each other. So you've got the whole like political stuff that you're going on, and there's like crafting and base building elements too. Then there's the whole, I was just explaining this in the Discord too. If you've never played it, there's a whole day-night cycle in Dying Light. It completely changes the game. Completely. Like in the daytime, you can go roam the streets and everything. It's very light. At nighttime, you're hunters, and it is scary as hell. They will hunt you down. They will kill you super fast. Like, you know, you've got to be sneaky and stuff. So there's just a lot there. So
can I kill everybody? Like all the factions? Is that possible?
You can try.
Like just murder everyone.
I think so. You can try. I'm very excited. Like Dev, they have bows. So they have bows, but they did. I believe in one of the previews already, they have a major focus on melee combat. So they've toned a lot of like the guns down. So everything is very melee focused. So you make bats and 2x4s and stuff to beat the hell out of people. Give me all that. Give me that. They said they had like 100 different drop kick animations and stuff. Like all the parkour combat is like through the roof. So yeah, just beat that.
My ultimate fantasy is a samurai sword and a bow. That's all I need.
Yeah,
that's all I need.
Man, the game looks beautiful
like everything
too.
Ghost of Tsushima
looks great.
I've watched a few previews, and I don't think we're gonna get a 4K 60 mode, which is a little disconcerting. I don't know. I haven't seen confirmation on that yet, but it doesn't look like it. But the game's art style direction looks fantastic. I really like kind of they're having like this washed out like yellow and tan like in the vegetation, so everything is like looks kind of like a I don't know, that was like a yellow hue, like a burnt orange, like kind of like a deserty Californian type of look to it on the ground with like the overgrowth. And I think it both looks unique and like really, really cool. You know, because we've seen like the over vegetated, you know, overtaken worlds, you know, like that jungle look. And this is different. It's the same idea, but it's different. And I'm eager to explore it. I can't wait to see it all.
Yeah, on the 60 FPS mode, I mean, it looks like it's going to be a dynamic 60. So
that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah. I'm looking for it, but there's no strong confirmation. I've been in the Reddit and stuff. I'm waiting for the Digital Foundry, and the only reason that I'm even showing any hesitation, I hope it's beautiful. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not rooting against it. I would never do that. It's my history with Dying Light and Techland. It's my history with the first game. The first game is still like 1080-30, you know, like in so many places, it's like, oh my God, like I really want the performance to be there. That was my biggest gripe with the first one, is after years and years and years and improved consoles and stuff, it just never got the performance patches that it deserves. I want it to be like it was when I played it on my PC. When I played it on my PC, it was glorious.
Well, you still have that option.
No, I don't want to do that. I want to play it on the TV.
Just hook the PC up to the TV and call it a day.
No, I can't do that. My PC can't run 4K like that. And I got the stupid edition, so can't wait. Pokemon Legends review roundup. Over OpenCritic 85, Metacritic 86. Several reviewers called this the best Pokemon game in years. Nintendo Life said the best Pokemon game in 20 years.
Wow.
I'm shocked. I thought this game looked terrible. Absolutely
Justice
awful
for Jack.
an entire year. I was like, this game looks so bad. And people loved it. I've yet to dive into the game, into the reviews. But I honestly don't need to. I'm not going to play it anytime soon, but I did buy it for Jack. So if anybody listened to me in Nintendo Shack, I can give you all an update. Because the game apparently is good and it's quality, I went ahead and copped a copy for Jack at Walmart for $50, which will be here on Friday. So he doesn't know it yet. I told him.
Does he know?
I told him, I was like, did you see those reviews? And he was like, and he goes, see, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Like, he started getting all kinds of, oh man, I had to eat that crow. And then he was like, so you're going to get it? And I was like, maybe one day. We'll see. So,
you should have told him, give me that Jordan money, son.
He's holding Jordan money. Like,
come
he should
out
buy
that Jordan money.
I figured if anything, he'll play it. If he really likes it, maybe I'll try it. And then if we don't like it, we can just trade it and sell it. It's a Pokemon game. We'll get the money back. So we've got questions. Kyle the Pug, with Pokemon Legends Arceus dropping Friday, how excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Since reviews are skyrocketing with positivity. And who will you be starting with if you get the game? I didn't even know you picked a starter in the game. It shows you how much I have not been into this game. I'm not that excited for it. I'm still like a 5. Like, I'm glad that it's reviewing well because people want it, but like, I'm spoken for. I've got Dying Light and Horizon. That's all the game I need. I have no time for Pokemon. I doubt I even play Pokemon before Kirby gets here. I'll be playing Kirby first. So, what about you guys?
Said that. Just made me laugh. Get away from me, you trampish whore. I'm spoken for.
I've spoken for. Like, my time is spoken for. I can't be starting a new Pokemon game.
Oh my god!
How dare you show your Pikachu to me?
Good lord.
A 6. I'm a 6 excited for it. I know my son's hyped for it, so I'll watch him play it and watch my daughter play it. So, based on what they say, whether I tried or not.
I'll probably do the same.
I've
heard it compared to Monster Hunter.
Huh? I like Monster Hunter.
And I don't. Seeing that like lessens it for me. It's like, that's not really my jam.
Yeah.
It works for Pokemon. Like, that idea works. It's just not for me.
I tried Monster Hunter. I also did not like Monster Hunter. I've never played a Pokemon game, so I mean, if on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 0. My kids don't know this exists, so and we're gonna keep it that way.
Justice for Dev's kids.
They don't care about Pokemon in that way. They like watching the cartoon. They don't ask you for the game. I got them Shining Diamond Pearl, whatever the hell Pokemon game. They tried and they were like, eh, and they went back to playing Kirby and Mario. So
As they should. Kirby's the man.
Yeah, Kirby.
I'm so excited to see the Kirby Renaissance. I took shit for years for liking Kirby so much.
That game looks cool.
Nintendo fans had it bad for Kirby. Like, during the 3DS, man, everybody hated Kirby. I don't know where all the hate came from, but I'm excited.
I don't know why either.
I'm excited to see he's on the comeback. I think it's Smash. I think Smash did a lot for Kirby.
I didn't
saving the
know.
universe.
I didn't like Kirby. I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, and it's not their fault. They know not what they speak. There was a period there on 3DS where Nintendo pimped Kirby out hard. They put him into every cheap game idea that they possibly could and put it on the eShop. There was like 60 billion Kirby games. It was like Kirby Match Game, Kirby, like basically like it was a clone of every other popular game. Kirby also had one.
I do remember that.
Yeah. So it wasn't their fault, but like I never held that against the IP of Kirby. Like,
I don't.
the
Yeah,
good
I
Kirby
don't
games
understand
are great.
why you would. Because if it's just some other game with Kirby's face on the cover, I don't understand why that would give you hate for Kirby. If anything, that should make you mad at Nintendo. Like, stop pimping out my dude. Like,
People hated Kirby for a long time.
so weird. Nintendo is a weird place. I don't understand it.
Yeah. It's like the narratives that get going, man. And I remember on the Nintendo Shack, I used to always have to stick up for him, especially Carol. She was one of them. Keep my dude down. So, man, Kirby. I named my cat Kirby. Like,
That's true. Yes, you did.
Kirby Planet
like I
Robobot
said,
was dope. It was
I
awesome.
don't understand. Only Kirby games I've played is this last one that was on Switch, and then like the original.
That one wasn't so good.
On Game Boy.
That's a good one. Yeah, I've played that one.
That's good. I played that
Only
one.
ones I've played.
Do you need Dream Course, Return to Dreamland, Epic Kirby?
No,
Oh, those are good games.
it's
Okay.
not my cup of tea.
Roland writes, are you surprised by the reviews for Pokemon Legends Arceus? Yes.
Very much
What are your
so.
thoughts on all the reviews? Are you more excited now about the game? Yes, I'm more excited now about the game. I was on the fence. I needed confirmation this game was going to be good. Because I did not think it, like everything that they had shown, and I kind of tuned out like at the end of last year. So the recent stuff that they've been showing, I haven't paid any attention to. Because the stuff's, like 6 months ago looked so bad. I was just like, no. I just wrote it off. I thought this game needed to be delayed. I was like, this game looks... Dude, Dev, you don't understand. Like, their first direct they showed,
I remember.
damn, animations were like glitching in back and forth. I was like, God, what is this game? Like, there are games in Dreams that look better than this. So I was on the fence. I just needed to hear that it was going to be good to get it for Jack. So I'm happy that at least it's quality, I guess, if you can take that away from the reviews. I hope it's quality. I don't think the reviews would be that high if it weren't. So
Right.
who knows?
could
Maybe
it
I'll
be
play it.
that
That
it's
might be
just-
my game of the year. Who knows? I'll play it. I'll give it a try.
I highly doubt that. But could it be that people are high on it because it's just something different?
Very much
Probably.
so. Yeah.
Okay.
When everybody's tagline is best Pokemon game in 20 years, it probably has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
The fact that it's like, here's a Pokemon game where you're doing
The first
something
Pokemon
different.
game that's different
Yeah,
since Red and Blue.
pretty much. Yep. We've got some news from EA and Lucasfilms. Respawn is working on 3 new Star Wars games. In addition to Jedi Fallen Order 2, which we already knew about, we are getting a new FPS, which I do want to talk about, and a strategy game. Now, they did mention in the press release the strategy game will be also worked on by Firaxis, so it's not just Respawn working on it. I thought it was pretty telling, almost concerning. I don't know. It seems like a lot for Respawn. This wasn't EA is working on 3 new Star Wars games. This was just Respawn. Like just this one studio in EA is working on Star Wars games. So I guess the takeaway here is I love Respawn. Most everything they do is really good. So I hope they can pull it off. I have faith that they can. This likely means that the Star Wars exclusivity deal is over with because they made no mention of an extension or anything like that. So I think people are open to license.
We knew
Star Wars
that was
games.
over because
we knew it was, but we didn't know if they would extend it or renegotiate. Like we didn't know if like something might change after. I think there was a lot of speculation after Jedi Fallen Order that maybe they would enter into an extension because it did so well.
I mean, how could they do that with Ubisoft having a Star Wars game coming out, though?
Good point. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we know Respawn has the FPS chops, like to actually get a good
What do you
FPS
think that's
game
going to be?
I have no clue. You know what I'd
Bad
like it to
Batch.
be? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I feel like it could be a Bad Batch game. It could be some kind of like Stormtrooper type game, something like that. That's the only thing that I could think of, to be perfectly honest, when it comes to an FPS. Because I think about like, what was it, like Dark Forces 2. Like that's what I think of when I think about the possibility of a Star Wars FPS game.
The director was the director on the original Battlefront games.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it can be that. I mean, it's not DICE, so I didn't think it was going to be like that. But I wanted to suggest, because I don't think anybody is thinking it. Could it be a free-to-play shooter? Is anybody thinking?
Oh, please, God, no.
Because I mean, this is Apex.
Because we don't want it. Like we don't.
And I know that.
No, Donnie.
I know that. But when the report came out and everybody was like a Star Wars FPS, I saw everybody going to that, and I was like, "Are we sure this isn't?"
I feel like you don't. I don't think you do that to Respawn. Respawn is too good when it comes to crafting a story-based shooter. So I don't think you would be like.
But they also did Apex.
Yeah.
But after Titanfall, based on Titanfall's lore, so why no? Don't. God damn it, Donnie.
Now that Donnie's mentioned, I think I can actually see that. Oh my god!
Oh, you just ruined it. You just ruined it.
The Respawn and the strategy game is the lore game.
I hope I'm wrong. I wish I could ask Jeff. I wish I'd asked him. I did not, but I was wondering. It just I'm sorry. I just wanted to speak it because I feel like it makes a lot of money. Like there's a
it makes sense.
They have Apex already making that money. Let's
but Star Wars
make more money.
You just killed me. You killed the little spark of hope that was inside me.
I just thought it was something that, because I read VGC, Eurogamer, Bloomberg, they all said FPS, they all mentioned Battlefront. Nobody mentioned Apex or a free-to-play game, and I was like, that's interesting. Maybe they know, but I was like, somebody surely should have been like, maybe they'll make a free-to-play Star Wars shooter.
We just feel like there's too many of them. We don't need. I mean, isn't Battlefront free to play everywhere at this point? Like, hasn't it been given away enough? There's your free to play Battlefront. There's your free to play Star Wars. Give me Titanfall Star Wars, please. Just make it happen.
Okay.
I
hope that's.
I feel like if my idea and your idea are being pitched, I feel like my idea's going.
Yeah, because EA likes money.
Mr. Krabs.
Respawn comes in and they're like, all right, Lucas, listen to me. We have an idea for Star Wars Titanfall. And then somebody in the back of the room goes, or Star Wars Apex. Lucas would be like, that, what he said.
Well, at least I have Jedi Fallen Order 2 to look forward to.
Yeah, you do. I wonder if that game will show, not that it was bad. I don't want to say anything wrong against your game. But you remember I always mentioned that like I wanted it to be like a little more polished. I wonder if they'll get the time to maybe iron that one out a little bit more.
I don't know what polish you're looking for. It was great for me.
It's
I played it on PC, so
I thought it was always kind of janky.
Kind
of rough to move
console,
and stuff like that.
On console, it definitely was. PC was fine, and then when they did the 60 FPS patch, it got rid of all the jank. Like,
did it? I never went back to it after that.
Well, you need to go ahead and do that.
Maybe.
I mean, you don't have time. You've got too many other games.
Spoken for. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
All right. There's a rumor floating around that Xbox is giving another franchise, quote unquote, the Halo Master Chief Collection treatment. This came from Nick over at Xbox Era, and several folks ran with it. Tom Warren from The Verge being one of them. Obviously, the easiest suggestion here is Gears.
Mm-hmm.
I would like it to be Fable. I saw people saying Banjo. I've seen a lot of people throw different stuff. It's Gears. It's gonna be Gears. Probably gonna be.
It's got to be Gears, right?
Yeah, it's got to be. For a lot of different reasons. One, they made the Ultimate Edition of Gears 1. That came out 2015. And I'll tell you this, and I just replayed it on Series X when I got it. It was probably the first game I played when I got my Series X was Gears Ultimate Edition. And it's great, but the Ultimate Edition could be more ultimate by like modern remake standards. You know, it was more like an up-res, you know, it wasn't like a full-on remake like the Halo Master Chief Collection. Also, you've got Gears 2, Gears 3, Judgment, but you could up-res, you know, touch all those campaigns up. But obviously, the play here is multiplayer. You get all of that multiplayer content back online, get it on PC, where the Ultimate Edition and none of those other Gears games are. They're not on PC, and you sell that, and that's going to sell like gangbusters on Steam. That's going to make a ton of money.
Yeah.
And they're going to have a ton of people playing it. That makes all the sense in the world. And probably good content for the Coalition to work on, you know, while they're testing out Unreal 5 and their next project. So it makes sense. I think it's Gears.
I did not know Gears multiplayer was a thing.
Are you serious?
It's a big thing.
What?
I've never played Gears multiplayer.
The fuck? You're blowing my mind. Are you serious?
Yeah, I've never played a Gears game. I've owned an Xbox for a couple of months, basically. Never played Gears. Didn't know it was a multiplayer thing.
These words hurt my feelings. Gears is like the horde mode of horde modes. Like, Gears.
That's what you mean by multiplayer.
No,
okay.
That's what I mean by multiplayer. But Gears has a full-on multiplayer suite.
Multiplayer
All
thing.
of them do.
Yeah.
I just don't play them. But I do play horde. Like if you get into, I will play horde with you. Horde mode is something I can get into.
I tried Gears and I did not like the way it played at all.
God, I hate you.
Gears
I hate
is
you
great.
so
Yeah,
much.
I know.
Gears is so good.
I was just talking to one of my coworkers today about
unacceptable.
Gears, and we both were like, "Yeah, we don't like Gears. We didn't like the way it played at all."
Gears of War is amazing, and I hope they do have a Master Chief collection for Gears, and I hope it's physical, and I hope they have a big stupid edition for it because I want to buy it. I want a Lancer.
I need to see a Lancer in your background.
I've priced them. I've wanted one for a long time. Just never came around to dropping $300-$400 for one, but I want one. Speaking of Gears, maybe The Rock is quote bringing one of the biggest, most badass games to the big screen, and the internet is rife with speculation on what it could be. A lot of people think it could be a Gears game. What do you guys think?
Laser shoot Larry.
Laser.
He really said laser.
It took me a minute to figure out what he said. I was like, "What?
Where's the mute button? Where's
Laser shoot Larry.
Okay,
Thank you.
Dev,
Thank you.
Let's me and you have this conversation.
I
We'll
mean,
bring him back.
it could be Gears. It could also be Call of Duty. Like
Call of Duty makes
that
sense.
might not. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Call of Duty makes sense. Battlefield would make sense. And like any shooter, honestly,
Yeah.
a new Doom movie makes sense. Like any shooter makes
That's
sense.
true.
The Rock.
The rumor is it's Quake.
Quake makes sense.
That's what
It
they're saying
works.
is. They said he was trying to pitch a Quake movie
Left 4 Dead
years ago.
could be all of a movie.
Left 4 Dead.
I feel like he would turn that into a comedy with Kevin Hart.
Maybe.
Left 4 Dead.
So, I will just say, as the Gears side, something that I am actually invested into, the sheer thought of The Rock being Marcus Phoenix makes me cringe.
Batista would be
It's
pissed.
got to be Batista. It
Batista
has to
for
be
sure.
Batista. So
He could be Dom.
He could be Dom, and it does make sense. I don't think he'd be a bad Dominic at all. He could be Carmine, and I haven't seen that mentioned everywhere. Carmine's a beef dude. Like he's always been a chiseled dude. He just always has a helmet, so people don't really have a look for him. And I definitely think The Rock could be him, and he could just take the helmet off and everybody be like, "It's The Rock."
Is The Rock going to sign up to do a movie of this caliber where he's not the main character?
I think if it's with Dave, I think he would. Yeah. He does a lot of movies where he's not the main character. Not every movie he's like the main character. He's been, like his Fast movies, not the main character. He's like a co-main.
Well,
and now he's
Hobbs and
got a
Shaw.
spinoff, and he ain't. Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw. He went ahead. They created the Rock Fast
Sure.
and Furious side.
So who is Coltrane?
I don't
Who
know.
Terry
can they make
Crews?
Terry Crews, yeah.
Yeah, Terry Crews.
So we're making the Expendables.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what Gears basically is.
I wrote down. I like John Bernthal for Dom more than The Rock.
The Punisher can do no wrong in my eyes. So
He
I
just
can see
looks.
that.
He's got the look. He just fits the look a lot better. If they match the game at all, they don't have to. And then Baird, was Ryan Reynolds.
That could work.
who's playing Kate?
I don't think
Just
we
bring
have
that
Kate
online.
in the game. Yeah,
No,
I don't think
we got to bring her just to piss off Kevin. Like that's the whole thing, right?
not in the first one. It comes in the sequels way later down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I hope Gears movie sounds amazing. I would love to have a Gears movie, but I just don't want The Rock to be Marcus Phoenix. I'm gonna be big mad. I can't be
People
the
also
only
say-
Gears fan that would be big mad.
People also said it could be Fortnite, by the way,
Oh yeah.
God
A
damn it.
Fortnite movie makes a shit ton of sense.
because he's actually in Fortnite as
Yeah.
as the main character. So
Geez, that would make so much money.
It would make all of the money.
Like a proper Fortnite movie, like well animated and voice acted, would make a killing. That would be a killer at the box office.
Just
yeah,
oh my God, rake in all of the money. Every kid in
Wow.
America would be going to see that, along with every middle-aged adult. Oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
that makes the most sense right there. Jesus.
and do it like Wreck-It Ralph. Get the license for all
Yeah.
those characters and put them in the
Yep.
in the movie. Yeah,
That'd be good.
Insanity.
Steam Deck will offer dynamic cloud sync for saves, which is awesome because it's also launching on the 25th of February as it rolls out invites to orders that have to users that have pre-orders. So if you got a pre-order, they will send you an email. You have 72 hours to complete your purchase, or they will move down the list to the very next person in line. That cloud sync is going to be cool because you'll be able to transfer from your PC and play on the go and come back, which is
Very
what
nice.
kind of what the Switch does. It's pretty cool.
Steam Day looks so cool. The
I want
more
one.
and more I see it, the more I'm like, damn, I should have got one.
I'm gonna get one.
So cool.
I'm gonna get one. I'm very positive. I'm the backup for multiple orders.
You're
But I am the backup.
originator for my order, so
I am the backup for one specific order that I feel like is gonna come through.
well,
So
you're
Very
the only person for my order, so you don't have to worry.
I'll let you
'Cause
know
I'm
when
not
to
getting
cancel. PlayStation Plus games were announced for next month. UFC 4,
Good game.
Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, and
Heard it's-
Planet Coaster.
Crickets.
Well, that Xbox deals were really good.
Yeah,
was
that
a-
Xbox
it was a-
deal is incredible.
I had a lot of fun. Not that I wish, I don't wish ill on other people, but the Discord this morning were like, "What do you guys think it's gonna be?" Oh man, it could
Right.
be Horizon
I
1,
saw
it could be
that.
Uncharted, it could be Dying Light. And then Dev posted what it was
And
with
just
like 3
dots.
dots, and I just died laughing. I laughed.
Wah,
Oh
wah.
my god. Oh,
Yeah, this is the Xbox Live Gold version of
Yeah.
PS Plus games.
Um,
God.
in more positive PlayStation news, auto upload of screenshots and videos from your PS5 to the mobile app is coming soon and being rolled out across the network. You guys excited? Take a snapshot, come to your phone.
I don't take enough screenshots, so I don't really care. I mean, I'll probably do it for Horizon, maybe if it looks if it puts me in the
I'll
mood
take
that
a lot
Ghost
of
of
screenshots in
Tsushima
that
did.
game.
Then yeah, that'll be cool. Be easier to upload.
It'd be interesting to see how fast it works. The Xbox always seems to have somewhat of a delay at times. It can be, not always, but at times. But the PlayStation process of being able to upload multiple pictures and a tweet and stuff just from the PlayStation is nice. I've never been like, I wish I could bypass this and use my phone. So
Yeah.
I'm good. Crisis 4 is in development. We'll see that in, I don't know, 6 years or something like that.
It's gonna
Okay.
destroy all the graphics cards. Thanks a lot,
We'll see.
Crisis. Can it run? Crysis on Mac?
Microsoft's has had their financials for the year and where they have announced record engagement. Halo Infinite had its biggest launch ever with over 20 million players checking in so far. Right behind it is Forza Horizon 5 that had 18 million players checking in right behind it. We have a new high for revenue as Xbox reports $16.2 billion of revenue for this fiscal year, where all revenue streams, services, games, hardware, accessories are up year over year.
So who are they buying next? Got all their revenue.
That's a good
all
question.
cash.
A lot of people are asking that question. Do you guys have thoughts?
Who's available?
Well, that's obviously, I mean, that's the question is you can't buy anybody you want. You got to buy somebody that wants to sell.
Right. I feel
EA
like,
will be selling.
does EA want to sell? I feel like their MUT stuff, all their microtransactions, I feel like they're making plenty of money. I don't see any reason why they'd want to sell.
Yeah, and EA is already a part of Game Pass, so I don't know if there's a giant want from Xbox to acquire them. But I will say, if there is a place for EA to be, it seems like they fit right under kind of what Microsoft's trying to build. But they're already there.
Yeah.
I mentioned this in board of video games. Obviously you follow this company more than I do. I think Bungie's ripe for acquisition based off some of the things that I've seen. I know they don't want to be, but they've mentioned multiple times how they're having a hard time finding support studios and bringing in external developers, especially without a publisher. That was some of the things that came out last year after the break from Activision. That
I think that's all been remedied. I don't think that's an issue at all anymore. Like, they have really figured out their culture and their development cycle and being able to eliminate crunch. Like, I don't think that's an issue. Plus, they got an influx of cash from Tencent.
They did get the Tencent money, but that wasn't billions. That was
no.
I'm not suggesting
They
that Microsoft
really
buy
value
them.
their independence. I don't think they would actually allow themselves to be bought again.
I'm not suggesting that Microsoft buy them.
Activision and the bad breakup with Microsoft.
I do think, though, I wonder if the new Microsoft under Phil Spencer, the kind of the autonomy that these developer houses are being given to kind of operate just under the banner, I'm wondering if that is somewhat appealing to them, just based off the history and the statements that they've said.
I don't think just from what I follow at Bungie and like their love of their independence at this point, I don't think so. It just doesn't seem like it would click, but
sure,
money talks, right?
Yep, it does.
Especially when you got that retirement money.
Right. I think I think EA would fit. I think Microsoft needs to, and I know they're trying. Don't get me wrong, because they've publicly mentioned it on multiple occasions. I think a glaring miss in their current library, if you look at it like they're trying to round out a library and offering, is a bigger Japanese presence. I have always thought, and I know people don't want to hear this, I've always thought that I think for Microsoft to really kind of enter that space, I think they need to acquire a publisher. Because I don't think Microsoft and Xbox, and maybe I'm just wrong here, I would imagine that it'd be very difficult to have the kind of oversight that you would need on something across the world. Whereas if you could acquire a publisher and just kind of maintain that their business and their operation is funneling into your product, I think that makes more sense. Kind of like Bethesda, right? Because they have Bethesda, they have Tango. They don't have to manage Tango. Bethesda manages Tango. I think getting a small Japanese publisher, and I don't know, I'm not saying they're going to buy Square or anything. I'm not going. I think a smaller one like Koei Tecmo or something like that. Something small on the periphery where they can get some RPGs, get some Japanese games, get a foothold in a Japanese market.
What about Sega?
Well, Sega would be huge. Too. And I've always, on Empire, I've said this for a long time. They have worked with Sega for decades. They were working with Sega on Dreamcast. Yeah. So the partnership makes sense. It just does the acquisition. To acquire Sega is big money. Now, they've got it. We just saw they've got it. They could do it. I think maybe like a strategic alliance with Sega makes more sense. Could they, obtain 30% stock share and guarantee Game Pass for Sega games or something something like that makes more sense. But yeah, I think a Japanese publisher to come under house would make a lot of sense for Game Pass growing in new markets and just kind of rounding out what they offer. Because they've got the market cornered in the West. Because the RPGs and shooters, they are it. But that's just one sector of the gaming business. A lot of it's still Japanese. So I think they should try and get a footprint somewhere.
I think Sega would add a lot to them.
Oh, they definitely would.
The Cruiser series alone.
Yeah.
Didn't
Sega owns Atlas.
Yeah, Atlas.
Just Atlas
Sonic
alone
the Hedgehog.
would be a huge deal. Yeah, and Sonic would be a huge deal.
But do you think that Sega would want to do that?
I honestly think if Sega was to do that, I think Sega would have to offload their gaming division. I don't think you could actually acquire full-blown Sega because they're so big. And like that's where I think with Sega particularly, I think maybe a partnership makes more sense. Could you just write Sega a big check and be like, you know what? We want every game you publish to enter Game Pass. How much money do we have to cut you right
piss
now?
off Sony.
Oh yeah.
Well, it doesn't. But see, that's the thing. A partnership wouldn't stop them from also putting it elsewhere. They could still put on Switch and everything, but you're basically making maybe you buy a certain amount of stock to make a Game Pass investment.
But it's just the Japanese disrespect.
Oh, it is.
You're gonna disrespect me by going with the gaijin? Nah, Doc.
Yeah, no, it definitely would be.
That would be interesting.
That's why I'm thinking smaller. Just start somewhere. Start small. Something that won't piss a lot of people off.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because people are big mad already.
Yeah.
People are big mad.
It's not going to take too much to piss people off now.
Me and Elaine got into it over on Shaq. We had a contentious discussion about it.
I heard.
Yeah, I heard too. Donnie was everywhere this week. I listened to more video games too. I was just like, I
had a lot of fun with them. That's why I wanted to go on that show. That one was fun. If I can plug it one more time, if you listen to our video games, that was the place where I really went way in on speculation. What ifs and what could happen. Versus our talk with Jeff was more focused on the news and what it means right now. But I had a lot of fun talking with those two. Always do.
It's a great show. I had to turn it off because I was getting mad.
Why?
I
was so pro Sony on that show. I was trying everything I can to make it work.
It's just the love of Game Pass that you have.
It's so good. It's so damn good.
I hate it so much.
I have Game Pass until 2029.
Hate it.
I wonder how many publishers they'll own by the time my Game Pass lapses.
Well, they'll own them all. There won't be any more gaming. It'll just be Game Pass.
Game Pass.
And I will retire. I will walk off.
Better that future than Apple. I'd much rather have that than the Apple Store.
Oh God, that I will commit suicide if that happens. Jesus.
You see the rumors there's rumors they're making a console?
Yeah, I did see that.
That scares the shit out of me.
I hate Apple.
Because
and as I said in my heart, I'm letting it out.
As I said on board with video games, I am way more I have way more commitment and loyalty to the game, like a franchise, than I do a console manufacturer, like a brand. This whole I'm going to stop playing Call of Duty because it's not on PlayStation. I don't have any Apple got an exclusive mobile version of Hot Shots Golf, and I bought an iPad that day. I was like, I've got to play this, So Apple entering the market scares the hell out of me. I'm like, oh my God,
you are a
please
special individual because I don't know very many people that would do that outside of you.
But I love Hot Shots. I love Hot Shots.
That's his game.
Not even Hot Shots. I just mean in general. The game is here. I'm gonna go buy that system now. I don't.
If you love the game,
me personally,
if you love,
I know people that love games that they won't do that.
If Destiny was an Apple console exclusive, you would just write off Destiny forever.
Basically, yes.
What?
I wouldn't. No way.
No, dude,
I love.
Gotta love the game more than the damn.
I do love the game, but I'm not buying an Apple box. I'm a one console guy. That's just it. I'm not gonna buy multiple consoles. I haven't had multiple consoles since the Genesis. I had a Super Nintendo and a Sega Genesis, and then it was all PlayStations. I had an Xbox because it was gifted to me. I no longer have that Xbox. I have a Switch for my kids. I hardly play that Switch. I'm just a one console
I got you,
guy.
But if all of your favorite games went to another console, you'd still just buy this console that you don't have anything to play on?
I'd be very, very shocked if all of the
sense.
games that I like that are all Sony games decide to go to Xbox. That would be very, very strange.
I didn't say Xbox. I'm just speaking in generalities.
It'd be very strange for all the PlayStation centric games that I play to go to.
Okay, but let's say everything else besides the first party games. All of your other favorite games go elsewhere.
I probably wouldn't, to be perfectly honest.
That's
because it's not that many of them.
Mad respect, not me.
It's where I want to
if
play.
Somebody bought Gears of War, whoever bought it, I'd have to have that thing. If Amazon Luna was like, Gears of War is a Luna exclusive, like, God damn it. Give me one of those controllers.
Yeah. For me, it's. I mean, if it was the start of a console generation, possibly. But in the middle of one, when I already have one, I'm not buying another box.
So for me, I'm all for let's let Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox grab up as many things as possible.
Yeah,
because these are 3 consoles I already have. I like these folks. I'm here to rock with these folks.
Yeah.
Don't let Apple and Amazon and everybody else start doing it, and then I'm gonna be really gross.
No. I'm gonna go fishing then. When that happens,
the Disney console, there's the Amazon console, there's the Cricket wireless console.
See,
Verizon's
again, Donnie, you're just stabbing my heart and taking away all my joy. First with the freaking free-to-play Star Wars shooter, and now this.
Could be good. So I just went Rogue Squadron.
Didn't that already happen?
No, it wasn't as good as Rogue. I want real Rogue Squadron.
That feels like a PC exclusive.
and how many games have I played on my PC because it was the only place to play it? I will pick up my PC.
That's who you are. That is who you are.
I will if I have to.
A very special individual. I love you for it, but I also hate you at the same time.
You gotta love the game, man, not the box.
I love the game when it's on the box that I have.
Wow,
that's just how I roll. See, if you grew up like in the early '80s and mid '90s when it was like either you're a Sega kid or a Nintendo kid, you'd understand.
This is why our politics are the shit right now.
Yep.
This mindset.
Kind of agree.
Listen, I cross party lines debate on the actual issue.
Yeah.
With some Gears over here, some Uncharted over here, some Hellblade, some Fable, some Hot Shots.
I'm drawing my lines. I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
True Blue, PlayStation, baby, all day. Let's go.
That's the news.
Yeah. All right, let's get into these questions. We have quite a few. Thank you guys for constantly submitting your questions. We're going to start with this one. From Bear33, as the pandemic intensifies, it looks like we'll all be spending even more time at home over the coming weeks. What is your go-to comfort food game that you find yourself constantly going back to in times like this? Donnie, we know you are a comfort food gamer. So what is your constant go-to whenever you are feeling the need of some comfort gaming?
I got a bunch, though. That's the problem. There's like 12 of them, and I rotate through them. It's golf games, NCAA football games, Call of Duty, Fable, The Last of Us, Gears. You know, any of the ones that you've seen me replay a bunch and over again, those are my comfort foods. Anytime if I'm not in the mood or not wanting to start something new or anything like that, let's just spin up Gears 4 and play some of that.
There you have it. What about you, Delvin? Anything that's comfort food for you gaming?
My arcade cabinets. I like to play like the classic games and stuff like that. I'll play like Street Fighter or something like that. Or if I'm really like just want to kind of clear my mind, I'll turn on the little NES Classic and play some Mario 3.
Nice.
Mario 3 is a good one.
I love Mario 3. So
yeah, it's great.
I can play that all day.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I don't know that I have a comfort food game or
Destiny.
game type. No,
Destiny.
not really. Because when I'm not in the mood for a game, I'm just not in the mood for gaming. Like, I won't pick up Destiny. Like, it's just not. Because I'll turn it on and I'll be like, I don't want to play this. So I don't really necessarily have a comfort food game. Lately, it's been Death's Door because I really haven't wanted to start anything because I'm waiting for all of these new games to come out that I actually want to get into.
Yeah.
So I just went ahead and replayed Death's Door. But I don't necessarily have a comfort gaming food because I don't really replay games. Like, it's rare that I will go back and replay a game. So maybe Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. And Super
I forgot to
Metroid
say
would
Grand
probably
Theft Auto. That's an easy one for me.
Both of those are good ones.
I'm still playing Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I haven't played it since it first came out. I have not gone back to it, but I feel like the only games that I have consistently actually replayed are Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past and Super Metroid. That's really it.
Cool.
Yep.
Oh, Galaga.
God, you're old.
I will play that game also all day. I love that game.
Old ass
Yes, I
man.
am.
G-bus. All right, here's another one that's been sitting here for a while from Todd Oxtra. He
Streets
says,
of Rage.
when will Nintendo make a Pro-Con that gives players another option to improve handheld gaming? As we've seen with the third-party option, they can work, but they don't have the Nintendo quality.
When they release the next Switch.
Think it'll be that long, huh? No Pokemon.
Yeah, I agree.
It'll be more HD Plus, Joy-Con HD Pro.
Oh, the Wii Motion Plus. Jesus.
Joy-Con
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah. That sounds about right. All right. From Brendan, he says, what's one retro game that you would bring to the table that you are very confident that you are better than anyone else in the crew?
I don't know if I have one.
Super Tecmo Bowl. Taking off challengers.
I was pretty good at that. I advanced in the tournament quite a bit when we had it a couple years ago. I'm a decent Tecmo Bowl player. I think Jason's better, though.
Jason is just good at games.
He's really good.
He's illegal.
You know what,
What
Dev?
about you, old man?
I'll say NBA Jam. I'm going there.
That's a good one.
I don't think I'm very good at NBA Jam.
I'm really good at NBA Jam.
And I'm not really good at Streets of Rage. I used to be a decent Street Fighter player, but I don't know. I think Elaine's probably better at me.
I feel like Elaine is better than everybody at Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I'm scared of her.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
I'm really good at Street Fighter, but I don't want to try Elaine. I'm not.
No, because I used to be. I there was a time where I thought I was the best Donkey Kong player I knew. But I tried playing an arcade, like at the arcade a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was terrible at it, so I'm not good anymore. But when I was little, there was a time where I was the best Donkey Kong player I knew, like in my school. I was pretty good.
Donnie,
at it.
the King of Kong.
I was pretty good at it, but I'm not like. That's the thing, though. You grow up and you get wise. You see actually real people that are good at it. You're like, oh, I sucked at that damn game.
I'm terrible at that dude.
Yeah, like so that's where that's where my head is. Like I'm trying to think of games that people actually thought I was good at. Especially the retro thing makes it hard because I think I'm pretty good at like golf games, Mario Golf and stuff. I think I'm pretty good, but not like the retro stuff.
Yeah. All right, next question comes from TPR. He says, what is your favorite opening sequence to a game? He said, I got to go with Bioshock 1. It was filled with so much curiosity and awe being introduced to Rapture. And then to piggyback onto that, John 32 wants to know what's your favorite ending. So favorite opening sequence to a game and then your favorite ending sequence. Delvin.
This is kind of hard. I'm going to go with Telltale Walking Dead. My favorite opening sequence. Oof. When you're going to the slight spoilers for it, it's an old game. You should know this already. When you leave Everett in your car and you're talking to the cop about what you did, and you got to tell him like, this happened. You got to tell him the bad things. Then the car crashes. Then you have to get out the car. I will always remember that scene because it's just such.
That's hilarious because I would argue that the ending for that game qualifies for this question, but the beginning, I don't know.
I can use the ending as well. Actually, like I said, Telltale Walking Dead is one of my favorite games. Well, that series in general is one of my favorite series. So, and they have a lot of great moments in those games. Whether it's the ending of season 1, the ending of season 2 for that matter, and the finale of the game in general. I just like those games. I hold really close to my heart.
That's nice.
Okay.
For me, I feel like it's quite honestly, it's just because it's the most recent thing I've played, but it was also an amazing opening. Ghost of Tsushima, the opening to that, when you get to that opening credits and you're just riding the horse through the tall grass. Great. Oh my God, that opening sequence is so damn good. Like it lives rent free in my head. Like that is just impeccable. That is a game that'll probably end up becoming comfort food at some point. Like that's one that I'll end up going back to. As far as endings though, man, I can't. That's tough because I can't remember the endings of a lot of games because I don't replay them often enough to like.
I feel like I can remember more endings than beginnings. That's where I'm like struggling. When it comes to beginnings, what I have in my head, when I think the best opening of a video game, I think I almost always go to God of War 3. And I could even say the new God of War as well. If you at least extend the opening, like beyond like that first fight, that was an epic way to begin that game. I was like, holy shit, this game is awesome. But God of War 3 is just like balls to the wall, action packed. Like you start on a Titan, Poseidon is there. Like it is just epic. Like as soon as you start the game. I also think Uncharted 2, right?
The train, yeah.
Yeah, like that one's kind of in the memory. I think Bioshock is a good one just for setting the scene, but I don't know if it's not epic in a way. Like that's the thing. It's great because it sets the setting and the music and the vibe. But that's not like an opening as more as it's just like the setting. Whereas like The Last of Us, the opening sets the story. You know, like you meet the characters, you have the backdrop, you have the story. That's an opening. Now you're starting something. I don't think Bioshock opens until you like meet the doctor. Like really, like you kind of do some stuff before like it really opens, and you understand what the hell is going on.
Yeah, I mean that's what they say opening sequence, like the whole like sequence of opening up the game.
Okay. On the ending side, I think Telltale of the Walking Dead has one of the strongest endings I've ever experienced. Life is Strange has a really strong closing act. The first one. The Last of Us has a very thought-provoking ending, which is good and almost like kind of a different way.
Yeah, I think it might.
Gears of War 3 has a hell of a close. Yeah, that one's always it sticks in my mind. For sure.
Muted, Delvin.
Gears of War 3 is a good one. It's a really good one. I love Gears of War 3.
For me, Titanfall 2 is probably one of my favorite endings because it just leaves it open for everything, and you're like, oh, but he's still out there. I gotta go, and that's why I want Titanfall 3 so bad.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, right? The first Modern Warfare.
I think that's the first.
That has a great ending. So does Infinite Warfare, for that matter, has a really good ending. Yeah,
there's a lot of good endings in games.
Yeah.
Bioshock Infinite.
Oh
it's
my
weird
God,
ending.
that was a great ending.
Good ending.
Yeah.
Confusing.
Oh, I loved that ending. Was it?
No, see, I'm with you, Dev. I kind of love it because it was different.
It was convoluted. There was a lot to it. Yeah. Oh my God, I love that game. I need to replay that. That game is so damn good. Oh, I loved that game.
You should play the remaster. I replayed it a couple years ago.
Yeah, I have it. Is it 60 frames? Because if it's not, I'm not messing with it.
It's got to be. Yeah, it's got to be.
You would think so. It
runs on Switch.
We'll see.
Really? No, it's got to be.
I don't think it is either. It wouldn't surprise me if it's not. I don't think it got like
now we got to fact check some stuff.
Yeah, we got to check that out.
Yeah. And while you're checking that out, let's move on to the next question. This is more of a request that's been put out there. Haley says, who wants to co-op Dying Light 2 with me? She'd like to get a co-op partner. I believe she'll be playing it on PlayStation. So if anybody is looking for somebody to co-op, hit up your girl Haley Zorel. She'd like to find her a co-op partner because Delvin's an asshole and won't play online with her.
That's correct.
The devs behind 2K Games, Bioshock the Collection confirm each of the remaster's visuals are going to run at 1080p 60.
Oh, so there you go.
Okay. Can I get 1080p 120?
That'd be nice. The remaster. I was shocked at. So Techland announced that there would be no cross-gen co-op at launch. But they're working on it. It just won't be there at launch. I was stunned at how many people play Dying Light co-op. There were a lot of people that were like, "Oh, this is a bummer." I'm like, wow, all y'all just out here playing together? I would never want to play this game with anybody.
Everybody I know that's played it with co-op partners except for you.
That shocks me. I couldn't even imagine wanting to play something like this.
I'm with you. I couldn't imagine because I feel like people would just mess up what I'm trying to do. Like,
right. It's like,
you can't play together because you're going to be going loud. I'm like, dude, you're alerting all the zombies. I'm trying to go.
And you're going to go this way and I'm going to go that way. And I want to stare at, like, I want to take a screenshot of like this picture and stuff. Like, and
I'm the same.
I don't like social. I don't like playing social. I don't like games are not a social thing for me.
I'm the same way. Yeah. Like, although honestly, Donnie, I think I could play with you because we both are going to take our time and just explore everything. Like I won't feel like I'm being robbed.
I remember you made fun of me about that when I started Horizon.
I made fun of you for that because you got stuck.
No, you made fun of me for Horizon because you were like, we started area, and I was like looking at the stream, and I walked behind me, and you were like, "Will you play the damn game? You've been here for 10 minutes." Like that's what you said.
Yeah.
Because I just kept running around. I was like looking at all the trees,
and
so I
then
was
you
like,
got
"This stuff
stuck.
looks
I'm
cool."
like, how did you find a way to get stuck?
So stairs didn't work, and when I jumped on that cart, I couldn't get off. Okay.
Leave it to Donnie. You need to work in like quality assurance so you can find another bug.
QA test.
Horizon had a great ending. I loved the ending of Horizon way more than like the majority of the story of the first game, to be honest. Like I've always said that the ending had me so compelled to see what was coming next. I was like, why did they just cut me off here? Like, this is the best part. Like, I was so into it at the end that I was upset that it was over. And as I'm still thinking about this question, I think Far Cry 5's opening is pretty damn good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is. Most Far Cry openings are pretty good, especially when you
Far Cry 5's
in the game.
Again, you meet all the characters, you meet the seed, you get the cult, then you get like that opening section, which is really good, right? You get like that whole plateau experience and everything. It's really nice.
You and your damn plateau.
Horizon has a plateau.
All right.
Spoilers. It was one of the mini Zelda comparisons.
No more Zelda and Breath of the Wild comparisons.
I'm with you. I don't want to tell you that, but like if you listen to Beyond, they say Zelda no less than like 90 times. It's like
I don't listen to Beyond.
I'm ecstatic. I'm so excited. Every time they say Zelda, I get more excited. But knowing you and Kyle, I think it's funny every time I hear somebody say Zelda, like it triggers me.
Because Breath of the Wild sucked. That's why.
Well, guess what? Guess what you're getting with Horizon Forbidden West?
I'm getting more Horizon. That's what I'm getting.
Breath of the Wild.
Getting more Horizon. Getting more Horizon. None of this Breath of the Wild nonsense.
You're getting more Horizon.
I'm not cooking a goddamn thing. All right.
What you're getting?
No.
It's coming. Glider and everything. Welcome to the new world.
Situation Link. That's the only Zelda I want. All right. All right. Let's get this last question out the way and wrap this up. What are your top 3 game struggles and why from that retro code?
What is a game struggle?
Things that I guess in games you just struggle with. Things that you just make you want to turn the game off is what I would imagine.
Puzzles.
Oh, I love
that. Like all that puzzle trying to figure out shit and have to like what's that game that everybody was playing at the time? That everybody was going crazy over. The Witness, I think it was called. When they were drawing like fucking game. Maps and shit, get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing that shit. Like, no, stop that. They're like, you have to, no, I'm not, I had to draw a map to figure, no, I'm not doing that. I didn't come here to do fucking calculus. Like, no. I'm here to play a game and enjoy my time. So once those puzzles come up, like, no, I'm not doing this crap.
Nah, screw puzzles. I'm with you. I like puzzles, but not that many puzzles. For me, it's RTS stuff. I don't want to manage a goddamn thing. I don't even want to manage my inventory. I don't want to manage people. I don't want to have to manage units. I just want to play as the one person and murder all the things. I don't want to manage anything.
That's probably my biggest both of your answers. Those are fun things to do in both games.
Nah. Not at all.
No.
All them damn puzzles and shit.
My biggest complaint in games is when I feel like my time is being wasted. If I feel like if I'm losing progress and have to make it up, I don't like that as much anymore.
Oh, that's.
I used to be able to deal it, but I think as like I've been conditioned not to. Like the use of autosave, as we've gotten older and older and more games, have made me less likely to enjoy that. When I die and lose a ton of progress, that'll make me want to quit the game because I'm just like, oh, now I got to spend, another X amount of time doing the thing I've already done. I've already done this once, So for me, I feel like that's, that was the thing for me in Hollow Knight that I couldn't get over. Is every time I died to the Soul Master, like if I could just focus on the fight of the Soul Master, I wouldn't have quit. But I had to go all the way back to my last checkpoint and fight all my way to get back to the Soul Master to die again, and then go all the way back. That's what made me pull my hair out. Like that's too much. I couldn't get over
that's not
that.
Fun.
Yeah, that's where exactly, and that's where for me, like the fun thing. That's why I don't like rogues. That is exactly why. When I die in a rogue, and they're like, "Isn't it so fun to start all over?" It's like, no. What the hell did I just do? Like, I'm honestly I'm like, why does anybody like that? Like, I don't. It's just such a mental disconnect for me. Like, I don't even understand how I could appreciate.
It's the journey getting there.
But I already got there. Like that journey was done. I already did it once.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of roguelikes either, but I do like Metroidvania, so it doesn't bother me as much. But I can totally understand how that can be very off-putting. Like I like it dying at the boss and then having to make the run back to the boss. Yeah, and sometimes that can be very, very irritating.
Yeah. So that's where I usually check out of a lot of games. And now I've just reached to the point now where in games are like that, I just don't even if they look really cool and I'm just out. I'm like, that's just not for me.
Yep. All right, we'll do this one last question because Donnie wants to so bad.
Yes.
From Rude Days, he says, with all the IPs and studios Microsoft now owns, what would be your dream IP studio combination? Donnie really wants.
I've got a bunch. But I want a kart racer. I want Beanox to make a kart racer. It could be a new game, but I think it would be easy to make Crash Team Racing 2. I think there actually is a Crash Team Racing 2, but we'll talk about a new one. But a new Crash Team Racing. But you add Conker, you add Banjo, you add Crash. Or Crash is already in it. You add all the new folks, right? You add Ori, all the new folks. You get a Gears guy, you get a Halo guy. Throw all of them in there. You even have a Forza car. There's no driver. It's just the Forza car. You call it the Forza car. And you have this Xbox karting game. And I brought this up on Twitter, and I've brought this up in the Discord. And Kevin and other
brought it up
people
on every podcast you've been on.
They've correctly mentioned to me, the Spyro, but they've correctly said, like, there will never be another Mario Kart. And they are right. 100% they are correct. Mario Kart's the king, and you can't topple the king. That doesn't mean it's not worth doing, though. It doesn't mean you can't be the prince. Crash Team Racing is not Mario Kart. They're not the similar experience at all. Crash Team Racing is a much more competitive game. It's about short hopping and about drifting, and it's not the same kind of game at all. It's not about rubber banding and blue shells. Crash Team Racing is a serious competitive game. Like if I play Crash Team Racing online, I get smoked.
Mario Kart is not kart combat.
Yeah. And they also, like, Crash Team Racing had an adventure mode for like solo play. That was more like Diddy Kong Racing, and if you could do that, like with the rare tie-in and stuff, I think Beanox did the Crash Team Racing remaster, which was excellent. You give it to them, and you let them do it. And there's enough properties now where if you add them with the Crash folks, and let's say you get a license to throw in Sonic from Sega or something, you've got yourself a hell of a kart racer. Like, that's a hell of a roster. And if you've never played it, you should try Crash Team Racing on Xbox or PlayStation and try some of the tracks and stuff and learn what that game is, because it's not Mario Kart. It's very, very different. And because it's so different, I think that they both can coexist. I'm not even very good at Crash Team Racing. I just really respect people that are. When you watch people play competitive Crash Team Racing online, go watch somebody stream it. Well, holy shit, these guys are good. There's nothing like that in Mario Kart. There's no Mario Kart players like that. So, yeah, that's my first idea. I have another idea.
Crash Team Racing. People are streaming that. That's the thing.
Yeah. Competitive Crash Team Racing is a real thing.
Never heard of it.
Mm-hmm. Always has been. And actually, I was one of the people back in the day that always said that Crash Team Racing is better than Mario 64. And you guys know how much I love Mario 64, especially for the battle mode. But Crash Team Racing was a better game. It was. It was a better game. It was a better racer. Mario Kart 8 is the king. It's amazing. But Crash Team Racing is different. They're not the same things, and I would like to see it.
I got nothing.
Great for Game Pass. Be great for families.
I got nothing.
Mine's is generic answer, but Treyarch, make a Halo game.
Yeah?
Yeah, just give me a straight up action-packed Halo game made by Treyarch. That kind of feels like a Call of Duty game. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Would you want id or the Coalition to make a Call of Duty game?
That could work too.
There's a lot of shooters here where you can mix and match. I've got one that I actually want to throw at Dev, but just keeping on your topic, they have so many shooting studios that there's a lot of mixing and matching here that you can go. So, I mean, I think you could take a lot of like the Wolfenstein folks. I mean, there's just a lot. There's a lot that you can go down here. I mean, Raven is an excellent studio, especially with shooters. I mean, I would trust Raven to make a Halo game.
Didn't they make, what is it, Singularity or something like that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Raven, I completely forgot to mention, I bought Hexen. Did you guys see that? So Jeff and a lot of the other people after it's Activision people were saying, like, bring back Hexen. I'd never heard of Hexen. I didn't even know what the hell they were talking about. I actually thought they were talking about Hexic. which I do know about. Do you guys know what Hexic is?
Isn't it like the
It's a
Tetris type
tile.
game?
Yeah, it's a tile-based like match game that was on 360. So whenever he was like Hexen, I'm like, what the hell is this? So I find out what
Magic
it is.
Doom.
Yeah, and exactly, Magic Doom. And Jeff was like, "Oh, I loved Hexen," so I bought a copy of Hexen for 64, and I played it on my 64 yesterday, and it's fucking dope.
Oh,
Like I get it. It's crazy. You're right. It's Magic Doom, but it's got like all these trap doors and puzzles and shit, and I'm like breaking glass, and I was like, "This game is sweet. You can punch people in the face." I was like, "This shit is dope." So I'm all for like give. Like if Raven doesn't make Hexen, like give Arcane Hexen. They can make a Hexen game. Give Ninja Theory Hexen. That'd be dope. But are you done, Delvin? You have more?
yeah, I'm done.
Okay. I want to do a console-based game based off of World of Warcraft. I know that World of Warcraft's a PC game. I don't want it to be World of Warcraft game. I want a console game just with the IP of World of Warcraft.
Like a spinoff.
And I think like a spinoff, and I think that there's plenty of RPG studios. I would give it to Obsidian, who's doing Avowed, who's done Pillars of Eternity. Let them make a very deep lore RPG game out of World of Warcraft. What do you think about that?
That's a great idea. I'm surprised they haven't done that already. Like, here's an RPG World of Warcraft game that you can play with all the lore and things like that.
Yeah.
And
Obsidian's great with that, like the writing shit. Like that's their bread and butter.
Yeah.
You don't give World of Warcraft licensing and writing to anybody but the World of Warcraft team. Sorry, can't do it. I couldn't get.
But what if they're making their own stuff? I don't know who makes. I don't even know who makes
making a Pacific character.
Blizzard
like
does.
this.
Just Blizzard.
Well, I know Blizzard does, but like Blizzard also makes Overwatch. Like I don't know.
It used to be like Chris. It was just the World of Warcraft team. It was like Chris
Okay.
Metzen and a lot of people who have left, and Christy Golden writes a lot of the stories. But
I would love to expose a bunch of. I mean, selfishly, I would like to be exposed to World of Warcraft, but I would love to expose a lot of people that I don't think are going to play PC to a really great IP.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I might be down for something like that. I don't know what character it would encompass. I'd almost want to see it from something from the past, like not where they are currently in the story, but like if we go back and you play as Arthas and you get to play as the fall of Arthas, that might be kind of cool as an RPG game. He's the guy who becomes the Lich King, so being able to play his story from becoming to
And
just
since
being
you-
like the guy and becoming the Lich King, that might be kind of cool.
I was torn between Arcane and Obsidian. I know Obsidian has deep roots with RPGs and lore, where Arcane does amazing gameplay, and they're really good with story too. So as somebody that's played World of Warcraft, because I had two ideas of mine, both RPGs, but I had like big budget, like first person experience, like Skyrim Fable type thing, where I had like RPG stats systems experience like Arcane. I mean, like Obsidian, Pillars of Eternity type stuff.
Yeah, I would not want a Pillars of Eternity type game. I personally wouldn't. I think there's other people that might.
Or like a Diablo type.
I would. I mean, no. I personally wouldn't want that. But I don't think it would work better for it at all. I don't think so. Maybe it's because I'm just a World of Warcraft homer and I like World of Warcraft for what it is and the way it is. It's really hard for me to see it as anything else. But if I were to do anything, I'd want it to be like third person action adventure RPG, like a Witcher type game.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
And my original idea was like a Kingdoms of Amalur Fable type thing with World of Warcraft.
Yeah. That I could probably get behind. I'd want to play as either Thrall or Arthas.
And if it was like that, Arcane might be the best studio to do it.
I don't even know what Arcane makes, so
Arcane.
I'd be forgetting publishers. You know I forget developers' names. I don't be paying attention. You know me. If the game looks cool, I'm gonna play it. I don't care.
I've never even played World of Warcraft. Like the actual game. I've seen people play it, but I've never played it.
Dev, that was a Delvin ass comment. I don't remember studios. I don't remember their names.
I'll be
who the fuck these people
I
are.
honestly do. If the game looks cool, I want to play it. I don't really care who makes it.
Arcane's your jam, man. Deathloop, Dishonored.
Oh, that's right.
Arcane.
I forgot.
I got you.
You know, it goes to Xbox and it just
I had a friend in high school who was on the wrestling team with me, who legit like lost his life to World of Warcraft. Everything.
Yeah.
I'm talking captain of the wrestling team, like right there with me, star kid. I think he won state our sophomore year. Girlfriend, head cheerleader, everything. Like AP classes, everything. Got into World of Warcraft, grew his hair long, quit showing up to practice, flunking out of school, lost his girlfriend. Like I kid you not, got into World of Warcraft and like lost his life to World of Warcraft. Like just completely changed lives. Like changed, like he left school. And I'm not blaming it all on World of Warcraft, but it was very like he was a really good friend of mine. So when I tell you he lost his life to World of Warcraft, I'm telling you like every day before class began, we sat down at the same lunch table. And one day he came in and started talking about World of Warcraft. He never stopped, and then he left school.
If you have an addictive personality, World of Warcraft is not the game for you.
So I've always been a little wary of it, but I've seen people play it, and it looks fun, but it also looks, I don't want to call it basic, but simple, rudimentary.
It's not terribly difficult, especially not in the beginning, because go kill these warthogs and bring back these skins or whatnot. But once it gets into like the raiding and like the end game, it's very grindy. There are rotations. You have certain things you do at a certain time. Like it gets.
Yeah, I don't want any of that. I just want a story.
Yeah, the story is fantastic, but there's a lot to it. Oh my god, the lore is. The lore has been going since 2004, so there's a lot of story there. Like I read a lot of the books, so yeah. But a third person action adventure World of Warcraft starring one of like their main heroes, that could be cool.
Like in a Dishonored type of thing?
I wouldn't want Dishonored. No, I would not want that. Like you said, something like Kingdoms of Amalur, I would want, or like The Witcher.
That works.
I would not want the way Arcane does stuff. Like I wouldn't want it in like Deathloop or Dishonored. I would not want that.
Okay. When I say arcane, I'm mainly speaking like systems mechanics.
Yeah, no.
So that's really what they do.
Yeah,
like how their games play are very arcane. It's like an arcane ass game.
Yeah.
Well, those are my ideas. Like I said, all the shooters you could like mix and match if you wanted to. I don't necessarily want to, because I think of the shooting studios they have, I think they do great at what they do.
Yeah.
My only one really for that is like id. Id's the one where I could like move around. Like, are they going to stop doing Doom? Like, does the Coalition want to do something else? Because if there's somebody I trust to make a badass Gears of War game, it's id. I would give id Gears of War a heartbeat.
id Tech, put that on everything, because id Tech just runs
or
incredibly well.
If you listen to PSXP this week, as Delvin put it, ID,
yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
I died laughing. He had two terrible takes. That one and that Jaws was bad.
No, Jaws is next in take. Jaws is a stupid, terrible movie. It sucks.
Oh, they're awful.
I paid $14.99 to watch that bullshit again.
You need to appreciate the classics.
I can't appreciate stupidity. That movie is stupid. Yeah. If you watch that kid get eaten and y'all asking for that beach to get open back up, get out of here.
This is our beach.
No, it's not even our Earth.
This is our ocean.
That is the problem. That is the whole problem. That's why we're in the situation we're in now.
Yeah, exactly.
This is our beach. This is our water. You better get the hell on. Oh my
God. On that note, we are going to go ahead and end this. Anybody got anything else they want to add? Huh?
Shark was right.
Are we done here?
I miss Elaine.
Yeah, the shark was right. Eat them people. God.
We always miss Elaine.
Right.
Eat them people.
Eat them people.
Yeah.
With that, play some video games.